Curtains. Okay. Bob Hope is here tonight. Bill Kirkenbauer, Katie Lang in the reclines. Now, ordinarily, when I introduce a guest, the curtains part, the guest comes out and sits down.
That's not right.
My first visitor sounds like Karnak. My first guest tonight actually is going to appear from the chair where he has been sitting for about the past 18 years. My executive producer, Mr. Fred de Cordova, who has had a long, amazing career in this business, going back to the early days in Broadway, motion pictures, television, and now he is an author. Fine book it is. He has my quote right on the front. They asked for a quote for the book, and I said, Mr. de Cordova makes many flattering references to me. Therefore, I cannot recommend this book too highly. Would you welcome Fred de Cordova?
Yeah.
Well, this makes a man very nervous.
Oh, come on.
Yes, I have admired you from afar for so long.
Here it
now
comes.
I'm sitting here between the two institutions of show business, and I am nervous, delighted, and ready.
Now you know how this man keeps his job. Now, I should explain. We didn't think you couldn't make it around the curtain and this far. I didn't want you to feel that. We just thought it'd be kind of interesting if you just
That's not true. You took a vote.
I should explain what an executive producer is. We have producer, we have Peter LaSalle, you have executive producer. I guess it would be similar to being a dance director at Forest Lawn. You don't do a lot, but you just hang around in case something comes up. And then I had to do that first joke.
I thought you were going to wait a little while to be very rude.
I want to get mine in early.
I think now, in a totally different vein, I would like to say that I speak for all the members of the Tonight Show staff, and I think for a large number of people who watch television, and I think all of us want to thank you for having the guts to come back and do this without your writers. It's helped our homes, our mortgages, our wives, and our friends.
Well, I hope. Nice of you to say that. It's nice of you to say. I really appreciate writers, and I'm a big supporter of writers, and I hope they get it all worked out and come back, and we go
So
on.
do we. You'll be a happier and nicer man.
That's true. I do get a little testy, don't I,
you
toward
do.
the end of the day?
No, wait a minute. Testy, not you. A little on edge.
Yeah.
Sir. I haven't been there for 18 years by saying that on occasion you've been testy.
I first met Fred, I think it was in the early 50s. At that time, you were doing the Jack Benny Show.
That's right.
And I know you adored him, as I did. He was practically my idol when I grew up. I stole or learned so much from Jack. I remember appearing on his show being terribly, terribly nervous. And we did, I think I did 2 or 3 Jack shows.
You did indeed.
Of course, before that, you did Burns and Allen.
That's right.
You've done My 3 Sons.
A whole batch of shows, most of which Mr. Adams and Eve and December Bride and Bob Cummings, a whole batch of shows, and at the risk of sounding nice, which, as you know, I am not, I have been very, very lucky because for the very inception of my career, which honestly I started making a living, if you can call it that, in 1933 in New York. I have yet to have spent time working with people who have not been both talented but also charming and pleasant to work with. That's true, and that certainly exists, and this is not because I do have a contract for a while to go.
That's true.
That certainly includes you, because 18 years with Johnny have been about the most charming and pleasant and rewarding years a man can have. And
You know, I don't know why we don't do these author spots more often.
But, Johnny, if you realize that I started with people born long before you, like Fanny Bryce and Bea Lilly and Jimmy Durante.
Now, some of the people won't know
and
who
Bob
Fanny
Hope.
Bryce is, yeah.
Well, if they saw Funny Girl, they will,
Yeah.
because Streisand played that part. And then you moved to Hollywood and you did pictures with Flynn, Errol Flynn, in case they don't know who he is. And
Did you hang out with guys
I
like
spent
Flynn?
some evenings with Flynn. I spent some days on the set shaking him so that he would be able to come out of the dressing room and walk onto the stage.
Yeah.
He was fun to work with. He was not, as I've heard, homosexual, to the best of my knowledge. And he was not a Hitler fan, although Jack Warner might have trained him to be that. There are, and then the Audie Murphys and the Deanna Durbins and the Sonia Henneys, and a man of whom you have often portrayed out here. I did make that picture.
We've made some jokes about that on the air. This gentleman directed not only in '51, was it?
It's a long time ago,
Yeah.
Johnny. I don't.
Bedtime for Bonzo. And Bonzo goes to college.
Well,
Now,
I
is,
did-
is Bonzo really dead? Now, you...
Well, he and I have a relationship which prohibits me from saying where he is at the moment. There is a big groundswell of doing one more picture with him and Ronnie right after the next election.
Yeah. Okay. You're done. I should point out that Fred was booked on this show after the book came out. He was going to make his first appearance to talk about the book. Well, the strike came along. In the meantime,
Yes,
I've seen you on a couple of shows. Everything except Armed Forces Radio.
I was on Armed Forces.
You got that? You've done about 71 shots
This
for the
is
book.
my 72nd chance to do it right.
I'm trying to figure out what to ask you that hasn't been asked. Now, I know your lovely wife, Janet.
Yes.
You married, your first marriage, you did not get married until you were
53.
53. Now, a lot of people would say, hey, yo. Why not? I mean,
Well, you wouldn't understand.
you said there was nothing between you and Errol. Okay.
I didn't say there was nothing.
Yeah, nobody's perfect.
No,
but you know, most guys are married, they're 25 and so forth. But
There
53.
was some yo talk, but
Yo.
I honestly had, at the risk of sounding a cad, I had some very rewarding afternoons and evenings prior to my marriage. There were the dates with some of the nicest people, Miss Garland, Miss Crawford, Miss Wyman. Well, the list was rather long and rather pleasant.
Yeah, but didn't you get tired by around 50 and say, hey, you know?
I got tired when I was 52 and a half.
Hadn't you been married for now?
It seems like just a few minutes, but it has been 24 and a half years, and I say that to you looking right in your eye.
One of the things I never believed when I first met you, when they told me how old you were, it is no secret. You've talked about it on the air. I don't know what it is. You've got some genes somewhere.
Yes.
But this man, you are older than Ronald Reagan, are you not?
I'm a year older than
You're
Ronald.
77 years old. I don't understand this. You don't go to the gym and work out.
I should say not.
Of course not. You have been known to have a few glasses of vodka at the end of the evening. You smoke like a chimney. What the hell is going on? I don't understand this.
I believe those are the reasons. You must drink. You must smoke. I'm sorry, Surgeon General.
Yeah.
You must never exercise. I do play golf, but from a cart, and I have a man carry me from the cart to the ball.
See, this I don't understand.
And I think one thing is important, and I apologize to the doctors of America. I believe it is vitally important never to go see a doctor because it is his business to find out something wrong with you. And if you don't know that, you're fine.
You're dead. Okay, we'll come back. As we say, we'll take a break and come back and talk some more.
You're doing a fine job. Commercial, please.
Commercial, please. Yeah, that's right. Go. We're back.
I got them both going.
How much time do we have here now? You usually sit over there and...
Well, we could go for about an hour, but in fairness to some of the other people, I think we ought to cut it short.
What do you want to talk about? Jack, George Burns, what?
I think that we agree on one thing. If there ever was a person, other than you, that nobody had a bad word to say about, it would have to be Jack Benny. In my 7 years with him, spending a lot of time with him during the day on the set and at night with Janet and Mary and Jack, I have yet to meet one single person in the world, and I think you'll bear me out, who has one rap to put on Jack Benny. He was one of the dearest men.
That is unique in this business.
Yes.
Yeah.
And George Burns, during the days of Burns and Allen, I had 3 or 4 years with them. George was not the easiest man to work with, but I respect him for both his talent, his love of Gracie, and for the fact that he said to me recently, I am the only friend he has who's alive. Johnny, I see by the clock on the wall
the old clock
that as much fun as we're having, it's time to bring out an older man. So as soon as I leave, you should go to a commercial and then bring out somebody else.
Hey, this has been fun. This has been really fun, you know.
Bless you.
I thought the book is really very entertaining. There are a lot of great anecdotes.
I haven't got time for this. Sorry.
Tells you a little bit about the show. Thank you, Fred.
Thank you.
Oh, cutting him off. That's it.
He's gone.
Hey, he's out of here. Yo, we'll be right back with Bob Hope.